All right, look, listen. I understand that the 2023 Dodge Challenger SRT Demon 170 is the most powerful American-made muscle car known to man. 1,025 horsepower, 6.2-liter V8 Hemi supercharged. I get all that. I understand that it will probably smoke anything and everything from a dig. It'll probably smoke anything and everything from a roll. I get all of that. 1,000 horsepower under the hood of your car, made in America, well, partially made in America. I get all of that. But I don't believe that a 2023 Dodge Demon 170 is worth $386,000 because that's what one dealership in Michigan is charging. Check this out. Dealer processing charge, $500. The wheel locks for this car is $195. The wheel locks. The adjusted market price, $250,000. The MSRP for that particular model, $133,131. So when you add all that up, that comes to $386,321, which is what they're asking for this 2023 Dodge Demon. Now, just for reference, a Lamborghini Huracan Technica is $239,000. A McLaren 720S, right? 2023 starts at $305,000. An Aston Martin Vantage 2023 starts at $143,000. And they want to sell you a Dodge Chrysler product for $386,000. My question is it worth it? I don't know. Let's talk about it. What's up, guys? It's your boy Knockout 360 here with another video, man. So you can tell I'm in a car that makes this a car vlog. You already know what's going down when I come around. Let's get into it. I've got car content, car shows, car reviews, car meets, anything and everything car related happens on this channel. So if you're into that, make sure that you stick around because you're in the right place. For everyone else, hit the subscribe button as well as that notification bell so that you know what's coming out and when it's coming out. So let's talk about it, guys. 2023 Dodge Demon, Dodge Challenger SRT Demon 170. We already know what it is. I don't even have to talk about it. 1,025 horsepower, the most powerful car that Dodge has ever produced, right? The most powerful car that has ever been produced in America. 60 time in 1.66 seconds. Trip down a quarter mile in an NHRA certified 8.91 seconds, which is quicker than a Bugatti Chiron. That's right, a Bugatti. A Dodge is faster than a Bugatti. But a lot of dealerships are letting that go to their head. Particularly this one dealership in Michigan. I'm not going to say the name of the dealerships. I'm not going to put them on blast. One dealership in Michigan thinks that it means it's actually worth $386,321 on top of an already $133,000 MSRP, which some people would say that's crazy. It's crazy to pay six figures for a Dodge, regardless of the engine. 133 is actually on the cheaper end because I've seen a lot of them going for 150 plus. I've seen 150, I've seen 180, I've seen 250. 133 is not actually that bad, but that's the MSRP for the particular car. But this dealership doesn't feel like that's enough. They're going to add a $250,000 markup on top of that. We actually have the sticker, and it's right here. Okay, 2023 Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat. It says Hellcat Red Eye, but it's obviously a Demon 170. Dealer processing charge is $500. I don't know what that is, but if you look at the top, the MSRP, excuse me, is $133,131. Right? That's pretty reasonable. Expensive, but reasonable for what it is. The wheel lock charge is $195. They charge you for the wheel locks. I don't remember being charged for wheel locks on this car. This car comes with wheel locks. I don't remember being charged for it. My Scat Pack came with wheel locks. I don't remember being charged for it. Now, maybe that was factored into the price of the car and maybe they just didn't list it, but this particular dealership is listing it. And then the adjusted market price, which is the markup, $250,000 flat, not $251, not $249, $250,000 flat. So when you add all of that up together, that comes to $386,321. They want almost $400,000 for Dodge. Now, for some sort of reference here, right? If you're a car guy, the 2023 Lamborghini Huracan Technica, which just came out, starts at $239,000. The 2023 McLaren 720S, MSRP $305,000. Another McLaren, the 2023 McLaren Artura, $285,000. Let's keep going. 2023 Aston Martin Vantage, 700 horsepower. You know, it's an Aston Martin, top of the line. Guess how much the MSRP is? $143,000. You're essentially paying for two, possibly two and a half Aston Martin Vantages with this particular Dodge Demon. My question to you is, most powerful car known to man at this point, let's just be honest here from the dealership, 1,025 horsepower, fast enough to beat a Bugatti, fast enough to beat a McLaren, fast enough to beat a Lamborghini. You know, like I know, that this car is more than just a car. It's a piece of history. It's an investment. Let's be real here. You will never see a car like this ever built, ever, at any point. I mean, we've seen 1,000 horsepower everythings, right? We've seen 1,000 horsepower Hellcats, 1,000 horsepower Mustangs, 1,000 horsepower Camaros, 1,000 horsepower Corvettes. We've seen all of it. But this is coming from the dealership at 1,000 horsepower. The most powerful dealership sold manufactured car known to man at this time. Is it worth $386,000? You're going to own a piece of history. Let's be honest here. Simply because, you know, like I know, these cars will never exist in the future. You'll never see a supercharged engine powered Dodge ever again. You know that, like I know that. Let's keep it 100. With that being said, however, is it worth over $250,000? Me personally, I'm going to say no. But then again, if your pockets allow for this, you've got $400,000 just sitting around. By all means, do as you please. Now, that's my first point. That in and of itself is expensive and crazy. But the fact that this dealership would ask for $386,000 is wild. Because think about it, even if you were to talk them down, what could you talk them down to? 360, 370, 350? You're still paying $100,000 more than every other person in America that has a Dodge Demon 170. The most that I've seen these cars go, or kind of the average price that these cars are going for, is around $250. A lot of dealerships are charging an extra $100 on top, which is wild because that's a couple cars in and of itself. Definitely another Hellcat in and of itself. But I mean, what could you talk them down from? 386, talk them down to 360, 370, 350, 320? They're still winning by well over $150,000+. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things, like, it's a win-win. And when you go to this particular dealership's website, this car doesn't even have a price. It's one of those things like you got to call them to get a price, or go down to the dealership and actually look at the sticker and get a price. To my understanding, this car has not been sold yet. It's still there. Obviously, it's still there. The Dodge Demon 170, the prices for this car is getting out of control. Let's just be real here. I mean, $386,000. They said that one that they auctioned off to charity, which is supposed to be just kind of like a show car for the rest of its duration, went for $700,000. And I think a lot of dealerships took that to heart and was like, okay, $700,000, we can probably get half of that in this particular case. I don't see it, man. I don't see a Dodge Demon 170 being worth $386,000. Like I said, me personally, 133, 150 sounds good. Sounds about right. Because mind you, it's a Challenger. I've sat in the Demon 170, and I'm going to be honest with you. If you blindfolded someone and set them in a Demon 170 and then set them in a Hellcat, not even a Hellcat red eye, doesn't even have to be a wide body, just a Hellcat Challenger, or even a Scat Pack Challenger, even an RT Challenger, I don't think that that person would be able to tell the difference in the materials on the inside of the car. And the reason being is because there is no difference in the materials on the inside. It's all the same. The gauge cluster is the same. The Uconnect screen is the same. The infotainment center right here, the physical buttons that you touch, it's all the same. The only thing different is the emblems. Instead of Hellcat or Jailbreak or Red Eye, it says Demon 170. Instead of Hellcat, Jailbreak, or Red Eye in the seats, it has the Demon 170 logo. That's literally it. So it's not like you're paying for any sort of amenities on the inside of the car. You're paying for the engine. You're paying for the performance, right? 133 seems to be about right. If my Hellcat ran me 88, and a Red Eye would probably run you about 95, 96. And the original Demon had an MSRP of what? Wasn't it like 98, 99? Right at 100? It wasn't 100, but I think it was like 98, 99. 133, 150 sounds about right for the Demon 170. MSRP. Now, what the dealership charges on top, however, that sucks, but that's just what they charge. There's nothing we can do about that, unfortunately. But to stretch it to $386,000 is wild. Absolutely wild. And I saw another story today from another YouTuber, somebody DM me, that long story short, this soldier who is currently deployed ordered a Demon 170, right? So in order to order those cars, I would assume you would have to put down some sort of deposit, right? It's not like ordering a Scat Pack or RT or something like that. Like, you have to put down a deposit. Picked out his trim, his make and his model, obviously the Demon 170, and he's currently deployed. I think it was going to be one of those situations like once it touches down, hopefully he'll be back in the States around that time and then pick it up. Well, it turns out that by the time the Demon 170 touched down at the dealership, somebody came in with cash money. The dealership basically said, hey, listen, if you want this car, you're going to have to pay more. You're going to have to pay more than the person that ordered it and pay more than what it's currently worth as far as the MSRP is concerned. Now, I don't know this for a fact, but long story short, they charged that person almost double, and they took that car right off the lot. And the U.S. soldier, the soldier that's currently deployed who ordered it and spec'd it out, is he got screwed, unfortunately. He was not able to get his hands on that Demon because the dealership undercut him, doubled the price up for the person that walked in. They paid cash for it, or maybe not cash, but they paid for it. And then they walked out with the Demon 170. Meanwhile, the U.S. soldier gets nothing, unfortunately. That's the times that we're living in right now. I mean, these cars are still expensive. I want to tell you guys to go out and get your Scats and your Cats right now, simply because, you know, they'll never exist. And they basically just put out the last Demon 170 as of this past weekend. I want to tell you guys to rush to the dealerships and get your cars, but the prices are still so damn high. I can't even in good conscience tell you guys that. I can't recommend that you go to the dealership now. For some reason, Dodge is still hanging on to those high as hell prices. A lot of dealerships have cut down the markup. So in other words, what you see is what you pay. But even with what you see and what you pay, it's like, damn, like I'm not paying 65 or 70 for a Scat Pack. No, sir, I'm not doing that. I'm not paying 98 for a Hellcat slim body. I'm just not. You know, I'm not paying 110, 115 for a Dodge Durango. And those numbers, I'm not just making those numbers up. Those are real numbers there, you know? That's what I'm saying, guys. Like, it's wild out there. It is absolutely wild. You know, people are getting screwed over on these cars, and they're getting screwed over on the prices, which is why I tell you guys all the time, do your research. Do not get taken to the cleaners by these dealerships, because they will certainly do it to you. Trust me when I say. So, as always, guys, man, like I said, talk to me. Demon 170, you happen to have $400,000 just laying around the house, or are you putting $386,000 of that $400,000 into a Demon 170? Or are you walking the hell away and going out and getting a Lamborghini Huracan or Aston Martin or McLaren or something else other than a Demon 170? Talk to you, boy. As always, like, subscribe, comment. It's been your boy Knockout 360. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Peace.